Operation Inherent Resolve is a U.S.-led mission to eliminate the Islamic State terrorist group and the threat they pose to Iraq, Syria, and the wider international community. It is a multinational coalition consisting of personnel from 17 nations. The United States contributes forces to train Iraqi units, secure airfields, and conduct local patrols of installations housing American personnel. These forces are led by the headquarters of the 82nd Airborne Division, Major General Clark commanding. They include, from the 82nd Airborne Division, the 3rd Brigade Combat Team and 1st Sustainment Command. From the 1st Armored Division, the 3rd Squadron, 6th Cavalry Regiment. From the Marine Air Ground Task Force, the 3rd Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment. Marine Headquarters attached to Central Command. Additional forces attached to the Combined Joint Task Force. In total, there are approximately 4,400 U.S. Army and Marine personnel deployed in Iraq. There are an additional 7,000 private contractors providing their services. During the week of the 4th to the 11th of September, the following events occurred. On the 5th of September, heavy fighting continued as ISIL forces battled Syrian rebels over the town of Marea, north of Aleppo, in the Turkish-declared safe zone. At least 47 fighters were reported killed on both sides. On the 6th of September, ISIL forces advanced to within 5 miles of the M5 highway, a key artery linking Damascus with government-held areas in the north. Control of this road would split Assad's forces and make control and coordination of the disparate government forces vastly more difficult. On the 7th of September, Islamic State forces captured the last government-held oil field in Syria, the Jazal field near Palmyra. On the 9th of September, Nusra Front rebels captured Abu al-Duhur Air Force Base from Syrian government forces after a 2-year siege, dealing Assad's forces a serious setback. On the 10th of September, a U.S. airstrike destroyed an Islamic State munitions depot in a large stadium in Ramadi. The massive explosion that followed leveled the building. On the 10th of September, U.S. sources reported the presence of up to 200 Russian naval infantry with SA-22 surface-to-air missiles and unidentified tactical aircraft at an airbase near Latakia. There were also reports of Russian troops engaged in combat in the mountain passes above the city. Meanwhile, Russian vessels of the Mediterranean Fleet were conducting exercises off the Syrian coast. On the 11th of September, the Royal Australian Air Force began combat operations over eastern Syria. Coalition forces continued their air campaign to degrade and destroy ISIS concentrations and assets. On the Syria front, the number of coalition airstrikes continued its decline, falling to the lowest level since the 26th of June. Marea was targeted 15 times, Al-Raqqa was targeted 4 times, Al-Hasaka and Al-Hal were targeted 3 times each, Kobani, Tal Abyad, Tahamach, and Palmyra were each targeted twice, and Ainisa and Al-Bukhamal were each targeted once. In northern Iraq, Kurdish forces were supported with 13 strikes near Mosul, 11 near Kisik Kupri, 10 near Sinjar, 6 near Talafar, and 1 near Al-Kuwair. In central Iraq, Iraqi government forces were supported with 21 strikes near Tuz, 14 near Bayi, 6 near Al-Huwaya, and 1 near Kirkuk. Southern Iraq, government Iraqi forces were supported with 16 strikes near Ramadi, 10 strikes near Fallujah, 5 strikes near Habaniya, 4 strikes near Hit, 2 strikes near Rawa and al-Baghdadi, and 1 strike near Haditha and al-Rutba. No aircraft were lost in these operations. Common sense thanks the brave men and women of Operation Inherent Resolve, as well as those of the Kurdish and Iraqi forces who risked their lives to defeat the barbarism of the Islamic State. My prayers for their safety and victory go with them. Please return next week for another update on the war against the Islamic State.